What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Healthy Living Florida Style. I'm Jermaine. Well, it looks like another hurricane is coming. This is something that none of us want. The difference with this hurricane is it looks like it's actually on path to touchdown in Tampa. I'm right outside of Tampa Bay. But right now they're saying Cat 3, strong Cat 2, likely Cat 3, which is not good. Just getting over the hurricane, most of us here in Central Florida and North Florida. But now it looks like this one is headed directly for Central Florida. So prayers to everyone out there. All I'm doing right now is preparing the yard, trying my best to get ready for, Hurricane Milton, I believe the name. So I went to Home Depot. I got some more stakes. I got some more things just to tie the trees up. Going to do my best to prepare the yard. We planted some new avocado trees, if you guys remember. If I had known that we have a hurricane on the way, I probably would not have planted, but it's nothing I can do right now. So I'm going to stake those trees the best I can. It's drizzling outside right now. We were already scheduled for some rain on Sunday and Monday. So we're getting the rain now. So I'm going to have to work the next couple of days, likely in the rain, which is fine. It's going to be a little bit easier to dig and put the stakes in. But as far as the yard, man, it's one of those prices that you pay just living in Florida. There's nothing you can do about it. All you can do is prepare. And like I said in my last hurricane prep video, when we were getting ready for Hurricane Helene, you just pray for the best and you prepare for the worst. So that's what I'm doing right now, getting the yard ready, and I'm going to try my best. So yesterday I went out and got some gas for our generators. I also filled up both of our cars, so we have a full tank of gas, so we should be good there. And now is the garden prep. So let's move on to it. So for our small plants, this is what I'm using to tie down the trees right here. So if anybody's wondering, so with this, I basically made like a loop, if you see like this. So that way the plant is not going to be strangled, but it's holding it secure. It has a stake right there as well. As you see, it's pretty secure. I know it looks like I'm shaking it and it's going to fall, but I promise you it's pretty secure in this stake and with that stake. So I'm going to put some more of this biodegradable yarn on that other side, and that should be able to give it just a little bit more security during this upcoming winds that we're about to have. Okay, so I finished with the day avocado tree, and as you see, secured it the best I can, and it's still gonna allow it to move in the wind, so it's gonna have a little bit of give, but it's in there pretty secure. So hopefully this can give it a fighting chance on this hurricane, unfortunately, that's coming through. So let's see. So done with the day avocado tree. Now let's move on to our oro negro. And for our large trees, this is what I'm using. It's pretty thick. Okay, so I've completed the oro negro. We staked this in here. Applied some of that yarn up there. middle and at the base. So this should hold it pretty good. It's pretty secure in here. Still enough give where the wind can move it a little bit without it snapping, but not enough where it's gonna hopefully take it away. So did the best we could here. So let me move on to the next one. It's drizzling, so gotta move quick before this heavy rain comes down. I'll say it over and over, papayas are the weakest tropical tree that you can grow. They taste great, fruit tastes great, but as far as the tree, these trees will fall down with a tropical storm wind, let alone hurricane. So I'm gonna try my best to secure these a little bit more. As you see, this is what I did the last hurricane that we had, and it was enough because we just got a tropical storm that hit. Now it looks like a Cat 2, Cat 3, that's not gonna be enough. So I'm gonna try to secure them just a little bit better. Alright, so this is what we did for the papaya tree. We got 2 stakes there. We got that upper layer, the middle, and then slightly below. And if you're asking why am I securing it so much and why so many ties when 2 probably could do like that or like that, just those, the reason why is because we want to give our trees the best chance to get out of this. These trees are not cheap, and when you see something go from seed or from a newly planted tree that you bought and growing like this, it's heartbreaking just to watch it go, just with the thought of thinking like you could have done more to try to save it. It might sound crazy, but if you're a gardener, a fellow gardener, you know what I'm talking about. You know. We have someone coming out tomorrow morning that's going to help us by cutting down this tree that's on our side. As you see, this red brick wall and up, we want to take all that out. That right there, because what happens is, and it has happened to us before, during a tropical storm or hurricane, these branches break and they go flying and they'll hit into our gate right here, our pool gate. They'll fly. We got windows over there, so just to take precaution, we're going to chop that down because it's quite heavy too. So you don't want that flying. It can do some serious damage, and it has before. So we're going to try to get ahead of it. And normally we don't let it grow out that far on our side like that. Okay, so we got this moringa tied up nicely and secured. We don't want him going anywhere. We have a lot of bananas, but only one plantain tree. If this plantain tree had pups, I probably wouldn't haven't even staked it, but because it doesn't, just want to give it every chance just to survive this wind. But bananas, they are very resilient, so this should be fine. Same with our apple banana. We only have one apple banana, no pups yet, so just want to give it a little bit more chance just to take this wind and be able to come out here on Thursday or Friday or whenever this hurricane is over and still see it standing. It'd be nice. So I'll move our figs over here against the wall. I'm gonna put some bricks on top of them, and that should be heavy enough, plus they're up against the side of the house. That should be fine, but took them from here. No need to keep them here. over there now. So I like to make like a little loop, you see right there, so it's not gonna go back and decapitate the tree. So I make like a little loop like that, give it enough where it has room to wiggle for the wind, but it's still gonna be secure. And however you want to tie this down over here, it doesn't matter. As long as you have that little loop right here for your tree. And we just tie it down like this. And this one should be good to go. And look over here. Just tied it down like that, so this is pretty secure. With our variegated lemons, right here, variegated lemons. I just tied this up because it was going a little wild, so just tied it up. Same for our Myers lemon, just tied it up. So that's good. Same deal. Tied that up. Tied that moringa up, so that should be good to go right there. All right. Oh, this is one. So this is the next thing. If you remember when we had the last hurricane, we only got a tropical storm. What was it, last week? 2 weeks ago? Helen?
I think 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, Helen. This thing was moving back and forth to the point where it was almost on the ground. We thought it was secure. It's been in the ground for a few years now, but it's not. So I'm going to have to stake this because this Cat 2, this would take it. This would fly in the air. So
Possibly Cat 3. It's on a Cat 3 as of this morning.
Okay, so with these banana plants, I just took that thick rope I showed you earlier in the video, tied it and staked it to the back, put some concrete blocks on top just to hold it down a little more secure. With this one, I just tied it up. That plank right there, we have some concrete blocks on top of that as well. Doing whatever we can to keep these fruit from falling off these banana plants. Same with this banana plant over here that's fruiting. Just tied it up, staked it to the ground. Same way you would a tree, and put some concrete slabs on top just for some additional weight. And when that ground starts getting wet, those stakes start to move a little bit. This is one of our Kerry mango trees. We used to just have 2 stakes on it. I decided to add an additional 2, so we have the 4 going all the way around just to keep it a little bit more secure since we're having additional winds. Here's our citrus trees over here. They're staked from the last hurricane and they held up pretty well, so I haven't touched those 2. Our soursop, I decided just to add an additional stake to the left hand side right here you're seeing. Tied it the base, the middle, and the top best I could. Same with our other citrus, just added an additional stake over there to the left, tied it up the same way. Doing everything we can to come out and still see these trees after the hurricane leaves. This is our coconut. I did not steak this last time, but I decided to do it this time, of course. Walking back through so you can see the finished work. This is our oro negro avocado. It's complete. Steak tied down on both sides. Our papaya, same thing. 2 steaks, base, middle, top, tied down, still with some give so it can move around but not fly. Our day avocado, 2 steaks to hold it. Okay, so our papaya tied down, 2 steaks. I should be able to keep it still. Here's another cherry mango tree that we have. Same thing. I decided to put 2 additional steaks just to secure it a little bit more, just a little bit better. Everything we can do. This banana tree will get harvested tomorrow. No way that will survive. We're taking those bananas tomorrow. Our guava is good. It's staked down securely. This banana plant, I did the same thing. I staked it, took some of that rope, concrete slab on top. And this one is also tied next to another banana plant, just as a little partner right there, just to hold it. You see that rope right there? Just to keep it up. Doing everything we can. We want to eat this fruit. So we moved our son's toy in front of it to add some additional weight. So these bananas over here are also staked and tied last hurricane and held up well. So I really didn't have to do too much here. I did tie a rope here just to keep those boards, those 2x4s on there. And I staked this as well, as not shown. This, if you notice the wind right now is just blowing. And this is not even tropical storm. This is just a normal day. You see this wind? So that's why we have to cut some of those branches down, because a cat 2, cat 3, they will fly. The moringa, we have that in the ground looking good. 2 stakes on both sides. There's that palm tree finished. 2 stakes in the back to hold it. The concrete slabs just going around it, just because I don't trust those stakes. When it gets wet, this ground gets real soft and mushy, so those stakes can come out, but that concrete's not going to move. Our shampoo ginger held up well last hurricane, so I'm keeping that there as is. Our Puerto Rican plantain tree, just tied that down a little bit. Our variegated lemon tree, the same thing. I just tied this so it's going up. Same with our Myers lemon. Staked it and tied it so it's going up and not out. Here's our Katuk. 2 stakes. It held up well last time. It's actually a little bit higher since the last hurricane a couple weeks ago. A little taller. Here's our apple. Banana. Stake that in. Our fig trees, we put these on the side of the house. I'm gonna put some concrete, of course. Here's our papaya. Stake looking good. It shouldn't move, hopefully. Our star fruit, I have that staked from the last time as well, and it held up well. Dragon fruit. Here's some of our peppers in the back here. Popcorn, watermelon, okra. This is our elderberry. I just added an additional stake to both of them on the left-hand side, just for some more support.